You're with Newsmakers. On the panel, Hector Matthews, Ali Jones and Alec Neill. Well, the government has shoved it right up ECan's proverbial chimney, but what about your own smokestack? The winter ban on open fires and older wood burners is now enforced. Is this a victory for common sense, or will many Cantabrians end up freezing? Hector?
Well, it goes back to, I guess, some of the ECan discussion we had before, because this is the source of a lot of this stuff, and the fact is Canterbury, in particular Christchurch, has significant issues around its particulate matter in the air, and we have to do something about it. We've been talking about it for such a long time. Yes, there are significant risks to people who can't afford electrical heating. That's a real worry, but we need to do something about it. I suspect there'll be people who sit on the edges and say, no, I'll refuse to do this, but it has to be done.
There was a recent consent issued to the hospital over their coal burner, and I just wonder if that reeks of some hideous, hypocritical message to the world.
Yeah, well, look, I don't issue the consents, but I have read some of the research around the burning of coal, and coal has significantly changed. I think we have this view of, London in 1905 and all these coal burners, and the way we burn coal today, look, I'm advised by Solid Energy and the research done around this, is actually cleaner than, well, not electricity, but most other things around the place. So I'm advised that the science says it's actually pretty good.
But I'm not allowed a clean coal open fire tonight, am I, Alec?
No, you're not. The reason being is that it is, in fact, domestic home fires that are causing the difficulties. Those burners are in a controlled burn fashion where the coal is burnt at a very high temperature. Secondly, the stack from which the particulate comes from is, in the case of the hospital, something in excess of 25 metres in height. So the dispersion is substantially different than that of the old home fire, where you put the damper down and she smokes like hell, and in the middle of the night, on a cold, foggy night, it becomes a pollutant which is unacceptable and causes health problems.
Alec, when it comes to chimney checks, let's suppose I live next door to Ali Jones and she's belching smoke from her chimney. I want to ring ECan. I ring ECan. How is ECan going to know whether Ali's burner is compliant or not?
Well, first of all, you would ring the pollution hotline, and that is manned 24 hours. The hotline staff have the ability to check as to the type of burner that Ali has in her house, because all log burners have been recorded and have permits when they were installed. They then, if it's a fireplace and that it's a belief that it's a fireplace that's burning, the smoke police, no, there's no such thing at this point, but the smoke police may very well visit and do what's called a nose test or a sniff test, but then a visit may occur to Ali's premises. In the initial stages, there is no doubt that there would be discussion with Ali about her burner, whether it's compliant or not compliant. If it's an open fire, she might very well at this stage, at an early stage of the implementation, be given a good old growling to.
Oh really? Not an instant fine?
But there is the ability to provide an instant fine. I mean, at the moment, Environment Canterbury are very keen to ensure that there is an appropriate education program, because there will still be people who do not understand that you can't light your open fire at the moment.
I don't mean to be pedantic, but let's suppose Ali's got a compliant wood burner, but also has an open fire and lights that up through the winter months. How are you going to know which has worked from the outside? I mean, do you have to let these people inside your house?
The answer is, if there were complaints, steps could be taken if it were necessary to enter the house. I'm not sure whether they would need to get a search warrant with police. One hopes that those sort of things don't occur. I mean,
Live killer chickens, all right?
The citizens of Christchurch are very responsible people, and I have no doubt that the majority of Christchurch citizens will be complying tonight with the requirements, and particularly in the winter will be requiring, and I wouldn't wish to think that there were Nazi-like smoke police tramping the streets of Christchurch, just dying to get their fingers on Ellie Jones and the like, burning.
Look, just can we use someone else, please, as an example?
Do you feel incriminated?
I feel absolutely set upon, actually, especially as we're actually about to install a log burner.
You're looking a
Good
bit
on
sooty,
you.
darling.
No, 8 weeks. 8 weeks the wait in a lot of places to put your log burner in at the moment.
Yes.
Absolutely unbelievable. Can I just very quickly say about this whole issue?
I have 30 seconds.
Yeah, okay. I don't think enough has been done to look at this in a holistic kind of a way. They should have looked at solar power. They should have looked at ways of getting solar power and energy into people's homes. They should have looked at central heating. The wetback thing is a disaster. I just think this is a plaster at the moment on a boil.
And you haven't even mentioned Roger Best.
Bless Roger. That's the other thing about that whole thing that you stick on the chimney. Where are we at with that, you know? I don't know. I think this could have been handled better. I'm sure it's a very, very difficult thing to handle, but telling people that they can't use this, they can use that, they've got to use electricity, it's just too prescriptive.
All right. I'll tell you what, in a moment we'll get a beginner's guide to the seabed and foreshore issue from Hector, and we'll have a look at some other issues, including pools and the ripple effect. Do stay with us.